плюсик і наскільки добре чути звук. Плюс. Чудово. Отже, сьогодні ми зібралися для того, щоб трішки поговорити про веб-девелопмент. Лекцію взагалі оригінально планували англійською. Чи буде зручно для всіх присутніх? Будь ласка, плюс в чат або мінус. Окей. Дуже добре. Це буде, можна сказати, такий перший тест щодо запуску лекторію. Відповідно, англійська мова, я думаю, це буде свого роду також і для вас невеличкий челендж, тому що говорити будемо про технічні речі, разом з тим і про певні речі, які стосуються менеджменту, про веб-девелопмент загалом. І наша тема сьогодні звучить How to build a website from scratch in a few steps, тобто як побудувати веб-сайт з нуля за декілька кроків. Цю тему ми сьогодні розглянемо. Відповідно, в кінці буде QA-сесія, де можна буде задати питання, обговорити все, що ми проговорюємо. І ще один момент. Я планую робити відеозапис даної лекції, тому завчасно вас про це попереджую. І давайте тоді переходити, відразу вже стартувати наш запис і переходити на англійську. Okay, I'm start recording. So now you should see the slideshow. And today we will speak about the web development and actually how to build a website from scratch in a few steps. A few words about me. I know that maybe everyone knows who am I, but my name is Oleg Bagut. I have a master's degree of computer science. At the same time, I'm a senior lecturer at the cybernetics faculty, and as well I am a web developer with more than 12 years of experience of the PHP development and web development at all. And I'm currently working as a team lead and head of Rivne office at the Any4Soft development company. And as usual, I'm a speaker in the Drupal Camp Ukraine conference. So nice to meet you, all of you. And what we will talk about today, actually, as I told a little bit earlier, we'll talk about the web development, but I want to mention a few key points that we will discuss today. So why do we need a website, actually? Do you really need a website? How to build a website? How to build a website properly? And especially on the last 2 points, if the website has been developed, what's next there? And how to keep the wheels turning and why it's so critical in the website lifecycle. And we will speak about these all features from the different perspectives. So from the perspective of the web developer, from the perspective mainly as a client, as a business owner, because I know that all of you are students now, but actually I'm sure that not all of us will be developers. Actually, someone will be a developer, someone will be maybe QA engineer or even manager or maybe business owner. So I guess this complex view of the website development and the website usage will be pretty useful for all of you in future. Or maybe even if you already have some business, I guess it will be also pretty useful. And that's a key points. And let's move forward. And before we started any development, actually the main point, if we are actually seen on this field as a owner, the product owner, actually, first of all, we need to think about one interesting feature. Who are you? So if you want to develop a website, actually, you need this for some purposes. And before actually you're starting, you need to understand who are you? Are you owner of the business? Are you part of some government structure? Maybe you need this website for educational purposes, or even maybe for non-profit organizations, or in the field of entertainment. So you need to understand actually which field of business actually you are present in. And this is the pretty important, because each field has its own goals. And before you starting, you need to highlight your field and understand what are goals here, why you need this website actually. Because development, just for development, it's a really bad idea, because each development, it's investing for time, money, resources, and the website that will be developed. Anyway, it should provide some specific value. We will talk about this a little bit later, but this value is definitely based on the idea, who are you and what are your goals actually. It's pretty important, and we cannot move forward before we define these things pretty close. And after that, if we just understand the goals and where you are, then we actually need to understand who are our clients actually, because each website will have some clients, because people will use it. And for correct development, we actually need to understand which people will use it. And we could divide these people by the different, some specific different like skills, or even we could say that it's some kind of attributes. So for example, if we are doing analyze for our clients of our website, we could, for example, analyze them for age, for gender, for skills, hobbies, business deals, purposes, responsibilities, emotional background, as it's pretty much important actually for the website if we are talking about that. So definitely before this starting, we should understand who is our client. And let's see on this two images. What is the difference between of these two images? We see that on both images we see people. So man on the left and some teenagers on the right side. And who could tell what is the difference between of them if we are looking on these people as clients of our websites? Maybe someone could say something. Okay. Then I will talk about this and let's conclude in the end. So, oh, sorry, I need to mute someone because I see that there is a sound. Oh, I cannot mute. Sorry. But anyway, or even Okay. Slideshow. So actually, before we started, so we're just doing this analyze. And for example, if we are looking on these two persons, that we could say that these two persons, actually type of persons, are different by age, by gender, by their hobbies, maybe by the business deals, by responsibilities, especially finance responsibilities, because if you could see here, this kind of people could buy different things and could pay different money actually, and it's pretty important. And these two parts of people have different purposes, and especially they have different emotional background, and we should use different ways of motivating of them actually, because they have different view on their lives. And it's pretty important that to understand who are the client and how our website could actually work with these clients and motivate to do something. And third key point that we actually should to know before we start in the development process, that what is the value we actually providing, because we're developing a website for something, to sell something, or to provide some information, or to motivate people for something, or to give some value in general. So it's a purpose of the business. And before we start in the actually development process, we actually need to understand what is the value, why our value is better to another ones, because in the market we will see that we have a pretty much similar websites, and a lot of these websites may be better than our one or even not better. But we need to understand what actually with our value we could do better, and what makes our value unique, which unique value we could provide to the clients, and how we could motivate them, and why clients will buy from us, and why they should do that, because we have a lot of websites on the market, and it's really difficult to make the unique things, but it should be done, because it's the only way to have a good concurrence on the market. Because we're doing the development process only for the our, you could see some goals, see there. And actually, after these 3 points, if they are completely clear, we actually need to sit and need to try to think, actually, why do you need a website? So maybe it's makes some strange brand, or it's for ability to have a digital business card, or should provide a good cost benefit, or maybe create some credibility, or maybe it should be found more easily than other websites for clients to buy something or to do something. So actually with your business, you should understand, actually, is it really important to you to create a website, or maybe it's not a good idea there? Because website, as I told in the beginning, the website development is the process that takes time, that takes money, that takes resources, and it should provide some benefits in the end. So actually, before starting, we thinking, why do you need a website anyway? And in some cases, maybe a website could be not the same what you actually need. For example, if you are just doing some things and just want to sell them, maybe some craft leather things or some craft wooden things or maybe some other features, so maybe something unique that you should to sell. And the website in this case, it's maybe not the best way in the beginning, because we have social networks like a Facebook, like a Messenger in the Facebook, like Instagram, and it's maybe the cheaper way to do the sales. Or even if your business model is dependent on the direct communication, you could use Viber or Telegram messengers that provides more close communication with the clients, with the potential clients, because you just could build some pages and invite people there and define the focus groups that really more close to your business ideas, and the sales process will go pretty much smoothly because you will have the closest communication here. And anyway, if you're using these solutions based on the social networks or even on the messengers, I guess it will be faster, cheaper, and will provide the value much more faster, actually, and without additional costs that need for the development anyway. And actually in the beginning, I guess for the business that based on sales, I guess these solutions are pretty much easier for starting, and the website in these cases will be not the best one solution. And if you see that maybe a website is actually the thing that you still need it, you need to understand. So, okay, I need a website. I'm sure that I need it, but how I can get it? So from one side, we have three possible ways. First way is hire an agency. Second way is to hire a freelancer. And third way, it's just, okay, I will do it by myself. So became a web developer. But from another side, we see that we have also 3 points. It's a time usage, it's a costs, and it's a quality. Anyway, so we have 3 ways, and we have 3 key points. And let's try to analyze how these 3 ways are matching with these 3 points. And let's do some comparison. So if we'll take a look on the agency, if we are just hiring the agency for the development, we should be completely sure that the development time will take a long period and it will cost a lot of money, so costs will be high. But at the same time, the quality will be high. At least we could say that we expected that quality will be high. It's an agency, so we are just delivering all the development process to the agency, and in the end, we will get the ready-made resource. So we will use it. The agency can consult us. Agency as well could support us and do the post-release development. So anyway, it's a good way if you have a lot of time, you have a lot of money, but at the same time, you expecting the high quality. This way actually is a really good idea if you already have a business and you actually need a website as an additional way for providing your business value. But for starters, it's really not a good idea, because you will dig your money, you will lose a lot of time, and your idea could be not so fresh and as in the beginning, because development will be long, and maybe result you will see it on them in the months or maybe in a year. It depends on the website. But anyway, it's a good solution if you already have a business and you want to have a website or application that extends your current solutions. Okay, for agencies, it's a little bit clear, but let's switch to second way. It's hiring of a freelancer. So the person, or maybe multiple persons, that are doing the development on themselves. But if you are hiring a freelancer, you should expect that time of the development will still be long. Costs will be average, because not too much as in case with the hiring agency, but it still will take a lot of money. But quality in most cases will be low, because some part of the management you will take by yourself, and you need to manage your freelancers. You need to do some vision. You need to provide some vision to these people. You need to control them, and definitely you should have some technical background for understanding is the solution provided by the freelancer is correct, and is the solution provided by freelancer is actually matching with your current business idea. Anyway, because potentially if you will not take care about that, the quality will be low, and we could have a really high risk that project will not start at all, or maybe it will not match the requirements, less basic requirements according to business goals. And definitely you should really take care on daily basis on the development process with this, and still a high risk that the quality will be low. So it's like a not so high cost, but a lot of risks here. And let's switch to the third way. It's a case when you have not much time. You actually do not waste a lot of money, and it's okay if a quality will be not so high, because, for example, you need only some prototype, or you just need to examine your business idea and to understand, is it reasonable to invest some money and some resources into this field? And that's a case, then you're just deciding, okay, I will do some prototype by myself, and if I see that it's successful, then okay, I will hire or a freelancer, or even maybe hire agency, or just switch to another way of doing business deals. So it's a case that requires a lot, not much of resources, but expectations of this application also should not be too high, because it depends on this way. And if with first 2 points it's a little bit clear what we could expect and what we should do, for this third point it's really not clear what should be if we will just decide to develop by ourselves, because not of us are developers actually. And even if someone of you, all of you are studying in the university, in the cybernetics faculty, but anyway, not all of you are friendly with web development anyway, because, for example, someone of you are pretty more closer to the mobile application development, or even to the desktop application development, or to data analysis, or to statistics, or so on, so on. So if we just decided to develop a website, we should again ask ourselves, am I a web developer actually? Because professional web developers should be experienced with a lot of technologies anyway. And at least with this basic step, it's a PHP language, HTML, CSS markup languages, it's a JavaScript, it's some experience with the databases, for example, MySQL, or some experience with a Node.js or Nginx web servers, and as well pretty important thing that we need to have some experience with the SEO, I mean search engine optimizations, because it's not enough to develop a website and host it on the specific platform, because it will be just application. But the most important things that our application or our website will have enough users anyway. And this feature is actually really depends on the correct search engine optimizations. So as we could see, if we are just decided to develop the website from scratch, we actually need to pretty clear say to ourselves, am I a web developer? Am I experienced with all of these technologies? Can I develop it with a reasonable time? Because yes, actually each of us could learn it, but we need to actually at the same time understand how much time do I need to become a web developer if I am not a web developer now. And depends on the personal skills and responsibilities, but approximately it takes up to 3 years to be friendly with this stack of technologies. I mean here on the middle level. So I don't not saying about the senior level or even higher levels, but for development on the so middle level, it takes like 3 years of experience. So as we could see, if you are not a web developer and you still decided to develop a website by yourself, so you are a really risky person. So you need to understand maybe something easier is available on the market, maybe some easier way. And yes, actually not the best choice, honestly, but it's reasonable sometimes to use some builders. And if you will just try to Google, for example, like a free website builder or something like that, you will see that a lot of website builders are available on the market, actually. And I want to notice these three. It's Wix, it's Weebly, and the WordPress platforms. And again, I want to say that a lot of other site builders are available on the market. You could try to use any of them, but as we are short of time, I want to concentrate and want to demonstrate only one, and we will have the ability to discuss that. So let's concentrate on Wix and let's start to build something. Okay. Do you have any questions? before we actually start the development process? Okay, if no, then let's start. So as I told, let's try with Wix platform. And wix.com, sorry, wix.com. And actually, if you are just open this for the first time, for example, like this, I will just open it as anonymous, wix.com. You will see a page like this. So for the first time, you need to sign in. It's a pretty simple form of registration. You need to type your email. Again, you need to type it once more. Then you need to type password and retype it again. Or even you could use your Google or your Facebook if you already have them. So it's already a good idea. And just after that, you just press sign up and you will be registered, and after that you will be logged in. And you will see a console like this. I created some test site just for checking this platform, but let's try to create another one. I guess it could be a little bit easier. But anyway, okay. As you could see, it's a profile. Let's examine this. So you have some account settings, you have some domain management, you have your vouchers and billing history, because by default, Wix provides some basic functionality for the development as for free. So you could develop some website, you could build some website without any payment. So it could be free. Not the best one, but I guess sometimes it's reasonable. And as you could see, the current website plan is free. And we could see that we have some domain name here. And we have a lot of options. So I will not concentrate on them. As we see that we have some steps for the building the current website, but also we could create a new website. So I just want to show you how to do this using a Wix platform, how to build it from scratch. And let's see that, for example, we actually want to build the online store for sell something. So we just select an online store, and we have some templates like clothing store, jewelry store, or something else, but let's try to create online craft store to sell some craft things. So we just selecting this and pressing next. And then we should select what actually we want to do on the website. So we have online store and which additional things we should have, like bookings, like events, a blog, the pricing plans, video, music, Instagram feed, food orders, bookings, and so on and so on. But let's say that we should have online store with a blog platform with some chat and maybe with some forms, but maybe do it later. And we selected these points. Let's press next. And let's move we have these two ways. So we have a more automated way, or even we have the way with editor, and we could do some drag and drop operations and build a website more specifically. But let's decide that, for example, we actually do not have any technical background. We are not technical person. And actually, let's decide to do this website more automatically as it's possible. So let's select this way and press start now. And first of all, we need to select the name of our online store. And let's name this as my some craft things. And press next. Then we have ability to import some content if we have existing website or we have Google places, but let's decide we actually do not have them. So let's keep them. Then we could provide some logo. Let's keep it as it is. And let's check some design. So we have classic, we have deep forest, free, clean, humble. Maybe let's keep it a classic. And at this point, we could see that system actually providing us some basic designs, like this one or this one or this one. But let's see that we'll take this first. And here we could add some pages, like about us, FAQ, store policies, contact, support, like testimonials. So let's add all of them. Maybe meet the team, the collection, and maybe blank. And let's edit our store. So pages are going to be added to the website. And as we could see, we have this website created. And let's publish it. Let's talk that it's sample. And as you could see, by default, we could publish it on the test publish domain name. And we will see that it's publishing and it will be accessible in a bit. Let's wait. Takes some time. Still waiting. And while it's publishing, let's switch to this page. Let's see our management area, to the dashboard. We could see that we have two websites. The first one, that this is the website we just created. Here, the website is still publishing. So let's see what we actually have here. So we have some sections, for example, for the products management. We have a section for orders management. It's already here, so it's created. Actually, loading not so fast. We'll talk about these things a little bit later. So we have section for orders. We have section for pricing plans, for store products here. Let's check for the website still publishing. As we could see, the website is not published yet. Here we could see the sample products that already have been created. For example, let's try to edit this one. And we could see that this predefined product has main picture, additional pictures, some product informations like a name, like a description, like some pricing things, some customization here, the inventory, and so on, so on, so on. So technically, we could already use this. And also, we could see that we have SEO settings like URL, like title tag, meta description, ability of social sharing, especially for Facebook, for Twitter, and some additional advanced abilities like a structured data markup, like a robots meta tags and additional tags, so on. So these abilities are already there, and we could use them. And actually, we have some other features for promotion, like coupons, like for promotion of the product, and so on. Okay, let's switch here. Congratulations, the website is published, and let's see. Should be, let's refresh the page. And let's see, the website is actually online. Okay, let's go to the link. And you could see that website is actually created here. It have all the pages, like homepage, like plans and pricing, like a shop with the products, about us section, frequently asked questions, store policies, that page that we actually decided to add, contact, including the Google Maps support, then support section with the feedback form, and so on, like testimonials or new collection or meet the team or something like that. And let's switch to the shop. Let's, for example, try to buy these goggles. As we could see in hryvnias now. So I guess it's supporting multiple currencies. Let's add them to the cart. Let's go to the view, this cart. And as we could see, we have the shipping options. We could go to the checkout. And looks like it requires some additional permission settings. So anyway, the idea of this demonstration was related to the fact that using the editor like Wix, you could easily create some website that will be visible, that will contain a lot of pages, and actually it will looks like a normal website generally. So it will take not so much time as you see. So it takes like 10 minutes for basic building, and after that you could just build your content on the website. You can add the products and the pages and actually add the content to the website. Anyway, it takes not so much time. It actually takes not so much resources because we actually use the free payment plan. It not requires any billing. And as you could see, the website actually based on this Wix site domain name, and at the moment it actually not required any specific domains. But yes, definitely, if you will go to this admin section, you could see that you still possible for you to connect your own domain, but it will require to buy it. And after that, the website could be located on the specific domain name, especially for you. But in general, it takes not so much time and not so much resources. But let's see. Let's pick some things about what actually happens if development actually was done. And let's compare, let's try to understand the hard points and the weak points of the usage of the builder like Wix. And let's discuss why builders are not so best idea. Because as you could see, as you saw during the process of the creation of the website, you saw that builders actually quite a bit limited in the technologies. So you are actually using only the technologies that were provided by the developers of this builder system. So the first case is a limitation in technology scope. Then the second point, that with the builders, you're actually a little bit limited in the design. So by default, you are actually using some theme, and it's based on the some theme. But in a way, if you want to create some unique that depends on your ideas, sometimes you will be actually limited, because actually I'm not using builder result at all, but thinking that it could be not really easy to customize existing themes on the deep level. So maybe some changes like uploading different images, or maybe changing some fonts or so on, it could be possible, but some really complex changes could be impossible. So anyway, you will be limited in design as well. Third key point, that actually with a builder, you are limited in functionality. So you can use the functionality that builder is actually providing. But at the same time, it will be difficult to provide something new, completely new. And actually, at the same time, if you expect a lot of users, it could be really difficult to manage the scalability of the project in a proper way, because all of your project depends on the infrastructure of the builder anyway. So if you're expecting a lot of users, then I guess it's not a good idea to use builders. And the last point, it's a limitation in the further life cycle. Because anyway, if you are developing the website for your business, you should think about what will be with your website tomorrow, or maybe in months or in year, and so on and so on. And you actually should think about that actually before starting of the development, because you need to know what you're actually expecting for there. But with builders, as you see on the previous key points, you will be a little bit limited in the further life cycle, because we have a lot of limitations. But if you will take a look, these site builders sometimes are not so ugly. First of all, it's a low cost, or even in our case, it's free. Its ability to do the quick release. As you saw, we just created the website in 10 minutes. And I guess the building of the content for this website could take maybe 2 or 3 days. So it's a really quick release. No one could provide you development in 3 days, even if your developer or even team will work 24 hours per day. it's not possible to do the release in the same time as we could do with builders. Another case that using builders is really easy to manage for non-technicians, non-technical peoples, because it's not requires any specific knowledge as developers should know. So it's really too easy to manage. And first of all, as I told in the beginning, it's using these kind of builders. It's like quite a reasonable solution for starting, because actually with a website based on the builder, we should not invest too much into the project because it requires not so much resources. So for the beginners, it's quite reasonable. But in the general perspective, I guess it's not a good idea. And now I want to talk with you about some pretty important points. So let's think. We developed the website. So website has been developed, it works. And what next? First of all, I want to say that if you have a website, you need to expect some key features. First, it's endless content generation. So if you have a website, each day or maybe each week, you should provide the new content. It's really important. The second point, it's endless structure changes. So you should do some experiments for understand which the structure is the more usable, more comfortable for the usage, for the users. And you should do these experiments with the structure. So it's also endless process. The third key point is it changes according to the business goals. Each business is not a thing that it's freezing, because it's changing each day, maybe it's each hour. And the website also should be changed according to the business goals. What I'm talking about, I know that all of you remembering the COVID-19, and we have a quarantine, and you saw that a lot of companies stopped their activities in the beginning of the quarantine, and some of them just understood that, okay, we actually cannot take our customers to our stores, so what to do? And they just started to develop the websites, started to develop other ways for communications. So a lot of businesses developed actually ways for delivery, for on-demand ordering, and so on, so on. So it was quite a way for the business flexibility. And the website, if it's already has been developed, it should be based on the idea of flexibility, because if business changing, then the website structure or functionality also should be changed according to the business goals. 4 point, it's changes according to the user reactions, because first of all, we are developing for our clients, for our users. And if users are providing some feedback, we definitely need to react on it. We need to implement some changes based on the user reactions. And first of all, I want to say that if you are if you created a website, first thing that you should expect, it's a changes and endless changes, because it depends on all the business and user goals. And another one really important key point, that if you are developing the website for a business, the most important thing that just keep the wheels turning. So you should not stop. So once the website has been developed, at the same time it was released.
Олег Михайлович, вибачте, будь ласка. Я хочу попередити студентів, що в тих студентів, в кого в мене пара зараз має бути, то лишайтеся в Олега Михайловича, тому що у вас дуже корисна лекція, лектурі, то, будь ласка, слухайте. Добре? До мене не підключайтесь. Будьте в Олега Михайловича.
Буквально 10 хвилин в мене лишилося.
Нічого, до кінця доводьте, щоб я вам цілу пару можу дати, Олег Михайлович. Бо будуть ще питання, хай слухають.
Дякую. Okay, so let's back again. So once the website has been developed, at the same time, when we started it, it starts to be outdated. Anyway, because we have a technology stack, we have the ideas from the our people that developed something similar. So it started to be outdated at the same time that started to be developed. Another key point that market is actually changing each moment, and we need to be up to date with market anyway. Third point, that rivals are keeping eyes open, and we also should keep our eyes open on the rivals websites anyway, and we need to be changeable. And once stopped, you start to fall behind, and it will be really difficult to move forward and maybe to be before your rivals, because each stop, it's pretty bad situation for the business. And the last thing, it's each website requires endless upgrades and improvements anyway. So it's a process that never stops during all the website life cycle. And if you just decided to develop it, you should be ready to be with all these things. So it will be a non-stop process. So if you just stopped, you just started to be outdated. You just will be ready to fall behind anyway. And thanks for listening. Thanks for attention. Let's have some QA session, answering questions. On the screen, you see my contacts. It's my email. It's my profile on Drupal.org. And it's my Telegram ID. And on the right side of the screen, you see the QR code. It's a link to these slides. So you could just scan it, and you could just download or read it later, because it will be in the free access anyway. And now I am stopping the recording and actually ready to answer your questions. Let's switch to Ukrainian. Отже, для всіх, хто слухав, величезне дякую і готовий відповідати на ваші питання. Поки готуєте питання, знову ж таки, чому саме в такому форматі була лекція? Спочатку я взагалі планував розповісти вам трішки про те, як, власне, будувати веб-сайти з допомогою білдера, але згодом я зрозумів, що це дуже просто. Цьому можна навчитися буквально за кілька хвилин, тому що білдери, вони, власне, дуже легко дозволяють вивчити цей процес з нуля. Тобто вони розраховані на нетехнічних фахівців. Тому, власне, на цій лекції я вирішив вам трішки розповісти, як підходити до процесу побудови веб-сайту, веб-додатку з точки зору бізнесу. Як я вже казав, не кожен з вас, можливо, буде працювати девелопером, хтось буде працювати в менеджерській сфері, хтось буде працювати як власник свого бізнесу. І в будь-якому разі розробка веб-сайту це може бути те, з чим ви стикнетесь, тому що це один із найбільш сучасних, найбільш затребуваних методів комунікації. І, власне, це є принципово важливо, і я думаю, що ця лекція в дечому допомогла вам, дозволила трішки зрозуміти глибше, як підходити до процесу побудови, яким чином, можливо, не розробляти сайт, а користуватись чимось іншим, що дозволяє менше затратити ресурсів, і, відповідно, підійти до процесу розробки більш зважено. Отже, сподіваюся, вже є якісь питання. Чекаю на ваші запитання в чаті або голосом.
В мене є питання.
Так.
Що буде далі? І як часто будуть такі зустрічі?
На жаль, прямо зараз не готовий це сказати, тому що це, наскільки я знаю, була така собі пілотний проєкт, пілотна зустріч проєкту. Я думаю, що Юрій Георгійович зможе відповісти на це детальніше. Бачу запитання від Ярослава Чбрук. How long I should learn web to become a strong junior developer? Озвучу, як довго я повинен вчити веб для того, щоб стати strong junior девелопером? Загалом близько від півроку до року. Це залежить від ваших власних навичок. Але це цілком реально, в принципі, стати junior full stack девелопером за рік. Але мається на увазі рік не, власне, навчання лише в університеті, а це рік роботи, як мінімум, 3-4 години кожного дня додатково над своїми навичками. Ще запитання? Чи займаються IT-компанії підтримкою чи розширенням сайтів, створених у білдерах? Складне питання. Насправді, можливо, самі компанії, які виробляють продукти на зразок Wix, чесно скажу, просто не користувався такими продуктами особливо через специфіку діяльності, бо займаюся більше розробкою саме. Певно, ці фірми, вони надають якісь, компанії надають технічну підтримку, можливо. Але аутсорсингових компаній або сервісних компаній, принаймні, мені не доводилося знати. Я стикався з випадками, коли доводилося переносити із сайта, створеного саме на білдері, на ось такому, доводилося переносити вже досить об'ємний ресурс уже в кастомний проєкт, повністю написаний з нуля, на базі одного з фреймворків, і тоді так, дійсно, компанія здійснювала саме перенесення даних. Тобто вже білдер просто вже не витягував ні за функціональністю, тому що, як я вже казав в лекції, вона обмежена. Тобто ми обмежені в технологічному стеку і в дизайні. І доводилося здійснювати міграцію. Такі рішення так бувають і досить часто. Тобто, коли бізнес вже переростає можливості того білдера, в якому він використовується. Але сервісних компаній, на жаль, не зустрічав. Чи є ще запитання? Окей. Якщо у вас питань немає зараз, але вони, можливо, виникнуть у вас, лишаю ще зараз на екрані контактні дані, можете їх сфотографувати. Також можете просканувати QR-код до презентації. І контактні дані також будуть в презентації. І далі ви можете задати, якщо у вас виникнуть якісь запитання, ви можете задати запитання за цими контактами. Нагадую, це електронна пошта, мій профіль на Drupal.org. Це фреймворк, на якому я зазвичай здійснюю розробку. І третій контакт – це Telegram. Окей. Сподіваюсь, що всі мали можливість просканувати QR-коди. Так, ви будете розглядати, бачу ще запитаннячко, ви будете розглядати тільки використання білдерів? Ну, певне, що в цій лекції я зосередився саме на процесі аналізу, тобто підходу до того, чи потрібен взагалі веб-сайт. Тобто, коли ми от маємо ситуацію, коли, певно, є якийсь бізнес або є якісь бізнес-ідеї, і треба зрозуміти, чи потрібен веб-сайт взагалі. Тому що в деяких випадках, як я вже пояснював, веб-сайт може бути взагалі не потрібен, тому що є методи прямої комунікації на зв'язок Instagram, Facebook, використання месенджерів для прямих продаж цього на початковому етапі цілком успішно вистачає. І справа в тому, що лекція, як ви бачите, досить обмежена в часі, тому розглянути практично, наприклад, розробку на якихось інших платформах, тобто це не було можливим, це раз. І, по-друге, розробка вже на якихось прикладних платформах, наприклад, на базі якогось фреймворка, це вже питання, скажімо так, цілого окремого курсу. Це ми розглядаємо на тих лекціях, які я читаю, тобто це спочатку розробка з використанням стеку HTML, CSS, JavaScript і PHP, і далі розробка з використанням фреймворку Drupal. Тобто це вже предмет цілого навчального курсу. Ось. А в рамках лекції ми розглянули просто білдер як приклад. В першу чергу для нетехнічних фахівців. Тобто як побудувати веб-сайт, використовуючи готове рішення і не маючи реального якогось досвіду. Бо це насправді також є можливим. Ще запитання? Окей. Отже, якщо запитань немає, то, Юрій Георгійович, передаю вам слово. Будемо завершувати.
Подякую. Дякуємо дуже Олегу Михайловичу за цікаву лекцію. Як ви сприйняли її, кібернетики, на англійській мові? Всім все було зрозуміло? Що ви скажете? Коли ви будете так володіти англійською мовою? Ну, все зрозуміло, прекрасно. Значить, що будемо потрошечки впроваджувати пари на англійській мові, да? Чи частиночку якоїсь, наприклад, теми ми будемо читати на українській мові і плюс на англійській, да? Ну, ви подумайте, яке ваше бачення, які ваші пропозиції, як ви бачите в подальшому, щоб йшло у вас викладання на українській мові, на англійській мові чи на змішаній мові, українська плюс англійська. Що ви скажете? Напишіть теж в чаті. А що ж ви всі без мікрофонів? Хотіла би я знати.
Я думаю, що можна буде зробити просто опитування в тому ж самому телеграм-каналі і таким чином зібрати фідбек.
О, давайте, ми за. Це дуже дякуємо, Олег Михайлович, дуже вам вдячні. Все, ми будемо переключатися зараз на наші пари, оскільки у нас в розкладі йдуть пари. Зараз ми, давайте 5-10 хвилин відпочинемо і заходимо на наші пари. Добре? Ми ж не можемо зривати навчальний процес.
Всім гарного дня.
Все, Олег Михайлович, до побачення вам. Всього доброго.